Welcome to another What's in the Mailbag edition of EVH Gear Discussion. My name is Eric Broadbent. This episode is being brought to you in part from a sponsor, VanHalenStore.com and Simple Signs and Graphics. I'm joined by a good friend and fellow YouTube host on another channel with Johnny Bean, David Nesdall. How you doing, Dave?
Good. How you doing?
Doing very good. Very good. I'm a little chillier, and actually, you have warmer weather over there, and you're dressed warmer than I am.
Yeah. Well, I have thin blood, so even in warm weather, I'm a little chilly. So
yeah, I do notice that you wear a hoodie a lot in different places, so that must be the comfort thing.
Yeah, I do. Unless I'm on stage and I dress up appropriately.
Yeah, but, of course.
I really enjoy being just really comfortable.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. And speaking of which, let's give a little shout out for the shirt that you're wearing there, the Joe Wentz. Just stand. Yeah, the Joe Wentz Project. Nice.
Yeah.
He sells those over on his website.
Yep. Yeah, he certainly does.
The Joe Wentz
Project. They're really comfortable. They're cotton. They feel great.
Yeah, Sandra was saying to me that she said I said that you were wearing one of those, and she said that they look very cozy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, check those out over on Joe's website, thejoewentzproject.com. I think somewhere on his site there he's got the store, so check that out. So the reason why I've invited everyone to come and check out another What's in the Mailbag edition, I kind of did these because it's fun to break up the workday from what people were saying yesterday. We've got 21 people watching right now as well, so very nice. Six thumbs up, pardon my tongue twister. Yesterday had a little unboxing, but today is another big one as well too, and this is going to be part of a several-part little mini-series, and I kind of told Dave off the air what it is, and I'm not going to say too much on the air about what it is today because we're going to surprise you each time. But this is going to be a multi-part series from working with several manufacturers that are putting something together for me, and this will give a little bit of the clue what it is today. And on the show, I've talked about this company a lot. So obviously, I know what's in the box. I know where it came from. I saw the packing slip, but no one else knows what it is. So I'll just jump into it. And I thought Dave would be a cool person to have on the show because obviously he digs gadgets and gear and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I invited the invitation. So let's have a look. We'll crack it open and have a look here. And I said yesterday I'm the worst unboxer on the internet, but one of these times I know I'm going to sever a finger live on the air. I'll probably get all kinds of likes then. You know what I mean?
Ah!
All right, packed very well. Oh, and speaking of shirts too, I can't go without saying too, before we get into this, if anyone wants to get one of these, the striped shirts from Trunk, the same one I'm wearing today, available on the VanHalenStore.com. I think they're $50 on sale for $39.95. The link is in the description as well too. Get one for yourself. Oh, I think you might know who it's from. Peddle Snake, all-in-one stomp box cable. So that's it. That's unboxing. Take care, everyone. No, there's a little bit. There's a little bit more. All right, packing slip. Oh boy, this is great, Dave. This is where we get into geek mode here. All kinds of daisy chain power cables. So these are the very chain systems to hook up to the Peddle Snake. What did I say? Peddle Snake. More daisy chains, a whole bunch of those. These are what they're called, the pigtails. So in this case here, I'll tell you exactly what everything is going to do here, but let's give you an example of what they look like. Various pigtails, and this one to me looks like that's a regular 1/4-inch mono. Okay, we got more pigtails with voltage. This is cool. I already have one of these. I'll open that in a second because it will kind of kill it. There's lots of accessories in here, but I'll show you the main goodie here. This isn't one that you can buy directly. This one is made custom. This is from Jody at Peddle Snake, pedalsnake.com. On the show, you hear me talking about Peddle Snake a lot. I'm just going to switch to the big camera for one moment. Here we go. So this is a beautiful, beautiful product. I think this is either 25 or 50 feet long. And I'm going to show you exactly what it entails. And I'm actually going to read an email from Jody just because I know I built it to my spec, but I forget what my specs were. You can see all the DIN cables on the end. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to go back here to both our screens so you can see Dave and I both. And I'm going to read the email here real quick. Bear with me if I can find it. Let me see here. So what this is... It's obviously it's a send and return line to the amplifier, so it can be used in either the 100 watt any amplifier. But I switch in between the 100 watt half stack back there and the lunchbox. So I've got a send and return line. I have an input line. I also have an extra line when I want to use my guitar wireless, which I don't use very often. But when you're building a snake like this, you always think, what if, right? You don't want to have a line where it's just, okay, well, I can't use that now. Or it's like painting yourself into a corner. I lost Dave's camera there. Is your camera okay there, Dave?
Hang on.
Yeah, no problem.
1 second.
Yeah. Lost Dave. We'll call him back in a moment. We should be able to get him back. Try that again. We got you.
I apologize
Hey,
about
that's
that.
all good. It's all good. We got you back. Okay, so anyways, we got the 4 lines here as well. So what you do is you take these din cake, or the pigtails, I should say. I'll try to see if I can open. I can't actually open one right now without tearing it. But they almost look like a MIDI type line. They're not MIDI, but they hook onto the end, and then they serve multiple purposes. So in this case, I've got a send and return to my loop. I've got 2 isolated 9-volt power supplies. So I'll send to Dave off the air, which is going to be really nice about this. With the existing pedal snake I have right now, I have a 9-volt power line that comes through the snake and runs to all my pedals. And as cool as that is, that also induces noise and hum into the board. So now having 2 9-volt power sources, one's going to power just the pedals that are in the loop. The other's going to power strictly all the pedals going to the front of the amp. So that's going to potentially save some hum and noise there as well. And to give an example, here's another power supply. I have one of these now, but Jody from Pedal Snake sent this along with it. And these are nice too. These aren't your traditional over-the-counter 9-volt power supplies, and they have a higher milliamperage too. I think this is a 500. Most of them will have around 350 milliamps. Yeah, it's 500 milliamps, as you can see, and that's called Snake Power. The cool thing about how the Pedal Snake works is you have no power wall warts or these type of things at your pedal board. You have them at your backline behind your amplifier. The voltage is sent through the line through your snake. So obviously it's got a female end here. You put in one of the pigtails, run it to the snake, and then there's your power all the way through. So now this will serve now one of the 2 sources behind the amplifier, either the loop or the front input. That's going to be fantastic. Obviously you saw some of the daisy chain cables. There's a whole bunch of those. So what it's going to do now is it's going to serve send and return to the effects loop 2 isolated 9-volt power lines, one for the front end, one for the loop, an 18-volt power line, which is strictly for my EVH flanger, or some pedals like the Friedman BE Overdrive, they can take an 18-volt or 9-volt. So if I ever do something like that. I've also got the 7-pin DIN for the 5153 foot switch. So very, very cool. Nice rubber jacket on these things. They don't knot up. And I'm telling you, for bands that need to set up and tear down quickly, that's not my case anymore. I don't need that. It's just here for the studio. But that bands that want to set up and tear down fast, this is the thing to go with. It's color coded. You can do it almost in the dark. One source right to your pedal board. It's amazing. So the whole concept with this multi-part series that I'm talking about is that I've got a pedal board manufacturer working with me as well too, another pedal company working with me, and this is a several-part step. The snake arrived first. The board is being manufactured today or tomorrow and will be out on its way to me next week, so we'll unbox that. There's going to be a special mount that Pedal Snake and the company that I'll address next week are working with. This will mount the snake to the board, and we're going to be able to do some real stress tests with it as well too. So what do you think, Dave?
I think it's cool. I do have a question though.
Yeah.
You said that it's not an over-the-counter where you can order that, where that's something. Can you ask Jody to not an artist, but just a regular person off the street, can you special order something like that and he'll build it for you?
Yes. Oh, for sure you can. Yes. Yeah. Here's the thing. What I mean by that is I think there are a couple outlets that may sell some of these things. Jody's very selective on where they go, but you yourself, you could go buy this directly right now today. If you wanted this, you can buy that right at pedalsnake.com.
But I mean the cable, if I was to order a cable a specific size and with everything I want, he'll do that. It's not something that I just have to have what he has in stock.
No, not at all. And the funny thing is, there's no real one size fits all. There kind of is, but everyone has different needs. And what's really, really cool is you'll really get to know your rig. I mean, you might think you know your rig right now, and I'm sure you do, but you're going to learn your rig even better when you contact Pedal Snake and you say, okay, I would like to get a snake, and then it's going to make you rethink how you do things a little bit. And so there's kind of a base guide. It's almost like, okay, I want to order HBO, Showtime, whatever, and then you want to add all these little things a la carte, you know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
So you say kind of what you need, and then he has a rig questionnaire, which is really cool, that will say, okay, now kind of fill in these blanks, tell me what you do here, what you do here, what you do here, and then he'll bounce back and say, this is what I think you need, and then provide options. So yeah, there's all kinds of options he can provide you. It is a small to big, anything in between. Yeah,
so that's great.
Yeah, look that up at pedalsnake.com. I'm going to jump over to the chat to see what's happening. I have way too many screens open. So like I mentioned earlier, the joewentzproject.com, so I had open just a moment ago. We have Tony Gentile in the chat. Jamie Trevino, he's waiting to get home. He has some Floyd Rose parts waiting for him. Very, very cool.
Awesome.
Always nice when you have guitar parts waiting for you in the mail. Brian Bew, love those unboxing videos. Thanks, Eric. Darren Moore, a mutual friend of both our shows. Cutter Savage, hey there. Adam, who's also another mutual fan of both shows. By the way, good show last night, Dave.
Oh, thanks. And thanks for coming on. It was a lot of fun.
No problem. I didn't get a chance to share the link until probably you only had about 30, 40 minutes left in the show, but at least I shared. Mike as himself says, what's up, guys? And Greg Saltorius says, hey, Eric, maybe a stupid question, but why doesn't Van Halen News Desk promote this webcast? No link. So they do. They do, actually. They do some of the different sections of the website. And matter of fact, I was just talking to Jeff Hausman not more than 30 minutes before doing this live show. So they show some love back. Trust me, very, very, very much. Richard Smith says, hi, Eric and Dave. So Adam says, hi, Eric and Dave. And Greg, that was saying earlier, he's from Montreal. Colder than a witch's you-know-what today. And Adam's liking your hoodie there, Dave. It looks
Thanks.
warm. Yeah, I'm going to have to get one of those for sure. Sean O'Connor, good to see you guys doing this during the day. And no, I'm not watching this at work. And he puts a little winky, so maybe that was a disclaimer to keep the boss happy.
That's right.
Harry Evans, hey, David, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Harry?
Nice to have you, Harry. And, of course, Cutter Savage has a very true comment. Nice collection behind you, David.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Very nice. Bag Cereals, another mutual friend of both shows. Nice. What's up, Eric and Dave? Poison Ivy with lots of thumbs up. Adam saying hi to Poison. Chase Ombre. Snake. Yes, with lots of S's in every single vowel. Black Belt, Yellow Belly. Hey, everyone. Trip Machine. It's hard to tell if we're on this show or your show, isn't it? You know?
It's like, that's what's good about it.
I know.
That's what's good about sharing everyone, and our friends that visit both shows. It's one big family.
That's right. Will Dunham. Will's been sending me some pictures. He's working on a really cool Les Paul project right now. He's been every day he's a little bit further on it. It's really nice. Jared Frost, another mutual and a good friend. Hey, Eric and Dave. Hope you're both doing well. Yes, we're doing good. Adam, Dave, you need your own show, buddy. Oh, he does. Actually, maybe saying your own show as in your own show.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. That's really nice. But you know what? I enjoy working with a partner. It's just it's fun to have that camaraderie with someone. So
yep, very cool.
That's the way I feel.
Yep.
But thank you. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you.
Very cool. And that's what I'm going to do a lot of times, too. I'm going to just bring on some guest revolving hosts as well, too. It'll be, friends and everywhere in between, just, rotating guest hosts. It'll be a lot of fun. Like today. This is a perfect example. Brian Bew says, you pronounce my last name right, Eric. Okay, good. Maybe I pronounced it right the first time, maybe not this time. I don't know. It's hard with names sometimes, isn't it? You try your best.
Especially when that chat box is going real fast and, it's like...
I know.
There are times and it's like, wait a second.
Yeah. You ever watch some of those chats when it's like CNN or like there's something breaking in the news? You go watch one of those live streams and you can't read it to save your life. It's just a like that. It's nuts. It's nuts. John Cummings says, hey guys, love this pedal snake. Jared's saying hi to Adam as well. Got Poison Ivy again, Bag Cereals. Dave needs a new Music Man. Do you need a new Music Man?
I don't need one. I mean, of course, I'd love to have one. I sold my Music Man a few weeks ago to get. I don't know if you've seen it, but I traded it for a Sunburst PV Wolfgang.
Okay, right.
Yeah, and I absolutely love that Wolfgang. I never was in love with my personal Music Man, but I do love those guitars. I didn't think mine was all that great. It was beautiful looking. But just something about the playability it just wasn't for me. But eventually I'll get another one. I think there's a pink one coming.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if I know it's going to be for sale. I don't know that I'll be buying it. We'll see.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you got a guitar, I mean, if it's not right, if you have something else that you can move it for, I mean, it's bad if you have to say I have to sacrifice this guitar to get another guitar or whatever. But if it's something that doesn't serve a purpose, you're better off to move it.
Yeah. It's a shame that those are guitars that they're not made anymore, of course, and they are what they are. They're the mother the EVH line. You know, they're the parent of all these new guitars that he's building, that he's coming out with, and that's what makes it cool. But you know, like everything, you know, there can be a dud every once in a while, and to me, I mean, I've had so many good ones that I know when it's a bad one. And although it was very pretty, it went to a collector who basically just wanted it to, you know, have a pretty one, and that's what happens.
Well, he's going to be happy.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I was like, when I've told you this story many times too with my Purple Wolfgang, and now the PV one, and I do regret getting rid of that one. And that was a keeper, but it went to a guy. The only thing that makes me not, you know, cry at night is I know the guy really enjoys the guitar. You know, if it went to someone was gonna sand it down and paint it, I would have tears every night and nightmares, night tremors. Yeah. You know.
Oh yeah, I understand.
But if someone's gonna get some appreciation out of it, you've made someone happy. Even if you had a junk guitar and you gave it away, you know, and it made someone else happy, like a kid or something, then you've done something good.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
What was that Strat that Johnny had last night?
It was just a custom built Strat. You know, it wasn't a Fender. It said Fender Stratocaster on the headstock, but it was a parts guitar that he's had forever. And you know, until the other night, I had never seen it. I'm like, Johnny, you need to use that guitar all the time because that's a cool guitar. It's got top of the line parts. It's not, you know, it's not like a Squire. It's, you know, and not that Squire is bad, but you know, that's a beginner to intermediate guitar. Whereas the quality of the parts that he had on that guitar, that's all top of the line stuff, and it's a great guitar. And I'm like, Johnny, you need to use that more often. You need to, you know, that's not something that should stay up in the, you know, in the loft. No, for sure. And I think he agrees, you know. Yeah. And if you really got a good look at it, you'll see all the markings and the wear on the fretboard. It looks like a vintage guitar, and it wasn't reliced. It was all him beating it up, playing it. Yeah, that's very cool. So a natural relicking. Yeah. Oh, very cool. Yeah, just get that set up, get some TLC on it, go through the electronics, do a little bit of a, you know, cleaning of it, and get a rock and roll, and that'll be nice. Yeah, very cool. A couple other people joining over in the chat, some of our regulars as well too. 27 people watching right now. So Will Dunham was talking about his Frankenstein Les Paul. I think he was calling that Leslie. He's been sending me pictures of that, so having a fun job restoring that one. Adam says, he wants to see the Pink Music Man. Yeah, watch Dave and Johnny's show. As soon as Dave does get that, I'm sure they'll unveil that one. And Jared wants to see it. And it will be for sale, by the way. It will be for sale. It's not for me. I'll be, you know, selling that for somebody. Okay. But, you know, anyone that's interested, let me know. Oh, right on. Good. We'll watch for that for sure. Richard Schick says, hey, Dave, saw the Customs for All Ibanez guitar. Looks great. KNE Guitars is building a body for me, routed for my vintage original tremolo right now. Oh, very cool. Okay. Very Dave, and well done. I'm saying, Dave, your collection is one of a kind and deserve the utmost respect. I agree. Very, very nice guitars. Thank you, Will. Thank you so much, Eric. Appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. Cinder says, hey, guys, another fellow fan of both shows. Mark Taylor is jumping in saying hello, and a lot of people talking amongst one another. And Adam, this is great. It's lunchtime, Eric and Dave show. Yeah, for sure. I know, and we're speaking of lunch. We're not going to keep Dave too long. I think we're both going to jet to do lunch separately, obviously. Even though we're only about 3 hours away, we're going to get some lunch here. And I caught Dave last minute there, so I think he was just heading out the door to do some lunch. Yeah. Well, you know, I can hop into my G5 and be up there in about 20 minutes. There you go. Yeah, you could do that. It wouldn't take that long. I know Sandra really wants to get over to New York. Just some landscape over there. She wants to see some of the buildings and things like that. And little Eric's been talking about a lot. So I think we're going to have to make a trip over that way sometime soon. Sure. The only time I've ever gone before, I've gone maybe 2 or 3 times in my life. I think it was twice with the tribute band. We played over the New York State Fair and played through Syracuse and stuff like that, Buffalo. And then another time I drove across from Niagara Falls and I got lost. And I got down a bad way, and I turned around immediately, and I come back to the Canadian Customs, and they said, how long were you in the United States, whatever, and I said about 8.5 minutes, and they said, what? Like, that doesn't look too good, right? And I said, I got lost, sir. I got lost. Yeah. Turn around.
Let's go back to Canada.
They were cool with that, right? Because I remember you telling that story before, but I don't think I've heard the ending of that.
Yeah, they were. I mean, as cool can be. Like I didn't exactly. I'm sure I didn't impress them. You know what I mean? But there was no problems. I wasn't pulled in. There was no gloves involved or anything like that. So it was good. Yeah.
Well, good. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, just so you know, you mentioned you went to Syracuse. I'm about 5 hours south of that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I remember going through New York. And it was a long trip.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo, Syracuse, and then obviously New York. Yeah.
Well, it's a humongous state.
Yeah.
It really, it's long north to south.
Yeah. I found that same here as in Canada, going through Quebec, Montreal, Quebec, or whatever. That is also a large province. It seems like we're driving through Quebec for the longest time. Just insane. You just think, okay, we're in a state or we're in a city, a province or whatever. It's not too bad. There's some travel.
Yeah, there is. All big states. It can get boring at times. You can only hope for nice scenery while you're driving.
Yes, I know. That's and for me here in Canada, it's Tim Hortons coffee. You can almost base. I'm drinking a McDonald's coffee in a coffee cup today. You have those Tassimos. Do you have those over there?
No.
Yeah, Keurig probably.
Is that an EVH Gear Discussion mug?
Yes. Yeah.
That's very cool.
Thank you. Yeah, this was a prototype. This one's a prototype. I'm going to get more, obviously, changing some things on it. And it's a little crooked and stuff like that. But it's nice. I think they're nice. I'm going to have some more stuff in the merch store soon, mugs and caps and all that kind of stuff. But here in Canada, we have Tassimos and we have Keurigs. That's those home coffee.
Oh, yeah. We have Keurigs here, yeah.
Tassimo aren't as popular, and I kind of want to get rid of them, too, because they don't they have these discs, and they just fill up the landfill sites, too, and I don't think that's necessarily a good idea. So I want to try to do away with that thing and be a little bit more green for the environment. Yeah. Adam's saying he lives up in Niagara, so stop in for a cold one. So, it's on the way to Dave's. Richard Smith is saying, enjoy your lunch, guys. And Dave would be 7 to 8 hours from here. I'm close to the border. Coffee and beers, and Poison Ivy's laughing. So listen, I'm gonna let Dave and fly. I'm gonna let the rest of you guys fly. Thank you so much for joining in for another fun unboxing. This is good stuff. Peddle Snake. Look up pedalsnake.com. And talk to Jody Page there. Tell him I sent you if you have any questions. Even if you're not looking to purchase today, at least if you're thinking about quieting up your rig, making it look a lot neater on stage, one cable to your pedal board and back, I'm telling you, you're going to thank me later. And the reason why I need it, like people say, well, Eric, you're not out playing. I do need it very neat here in the studio, and I've almost strangled myself and tripped over here a million times. Trust me, it's a godsend to have. So look it up. Yeah. Jody will point you in the right direction. Thank you, everyone, for the thumbs up.
I'm definitely going to call him.
Do it.
I could use one that looks like a great cable.
It's pretty. It's neat. It's one thing I like about, I hate cables that knot up. It's a very soft rubber jacket, so that will not knot on you. You can literally get to your gig and roll it out like that if you coil it the right way. And I joke about this all the time too. I wrap cords like a sound man does proper.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
me too. I can't stand when they're tangled. And,
nope.
I always take my time and wrap them.
And
basically all my cables, they're trained.
Yes.
They do it. They're just been trained. So
you and I are very like that way. And I think you probably are like me. You're probably one of the last guys out of the club at night wrapping up cords properly.
First guy in, last guy out.
Yes. Yep. And people are like, oh man, Eric's anal because of the cables. Like, trust me, the last thing you want to do is get to a gig where you've got a 15-minute setup and you pull out 5 miles of cable that are knotted. You do it this way. Like Dave says, your cables are trained. And sometimes I even go to the extreme. Maybe you do this too. I don't know. I'll take my cables and I'll lay them near the heat register, not right on the heat register.
Oh, no, I don't do that. But that's a good idea, really good, especially in the wintertime, because cables will get, they'll get not brittle,
crisp,
but they get hard.
Yep.
So, and you want them to soften up a bit.
Yep,
so.
Not right on the heat register, but just next to them, and then you'll see how easy they are to wrap. Wrap them. I sometimes wipe them down. I've got, believe it or not, one guitar cable I use in here. I've got a lot of guitar cables, but one I've had for about 15 years. I've maybe
I believe it.
Yeah, I've maybe soldered the ends a couple times, maybe in 15 years. But it goes to show you take care of your cables, and they will last you next to a lifetime. This will certainly do it as well too. Thanks everyone so much. I'm going to turn it over to the little man and let him take out the outro here. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back this Friday. And actually, we'll do a plug for your show as well too. I think we may be doing shows at the same time. Are you doing an 8 o'clock this Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tomorrow night. Tomorrow night.
Yes, yeah, because Friday already. Yeah.
Are you on? Are you on at 8:00 as well?
Yeah. The only reason why, and it's only because of the time zone. We've got Jason McNamara from Japan, which will be 10 o'clock.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And,
all right, that's cool.
Yeah. So 8:00 tomorrow night for both our shows. Jason McNamara will be on talking about meeting Eddie Van Halen and some of his concert photography, videography, I should say. Really cool dude. Dave and Johnny, possibly Rob. I'm not sure. You can address that. We'll share the links when you post them as well too. So we'll cross promote.
Yeah.
But look forward to.
I spoke to Rob today. He's probably going to be on.
Good. Okay. Good. Say hi to him, and I'll say hi to him as well later on as well. But have a good show tomorrow night, and
thanks. You too.
No problem.
And I'll check you out when we're done. I don't think we're going to be on very long. I think if we do an hour tomorrow night,
okay.
Especially when you have a guest, we try to keep it
yeah.
where it's not. So people can come see us.
Yep.
So.
And normally mine would be at 9:00 tomorrow, which wouldn't be a problem with you guys at all. It's just for the time zone. He has to be, the music store opens at 11, I think you said, in Japan. So it has to be basically a 1 hour, shoot, and it's done.
Well, you know what I'll do is I'll talk to Johnny and see if maybe we can go on an hour earlier. I can't promise, but
and no offense either way. That's totally cool. Just an update too, as a correction that I should say too. Take this opportunity to say it. I had Jay Palmer scheduled for 3 p.m. this Saturday, and the reason why that's an oddball timing is just to accommodate time zones, because he's 5 or 6 hours ahead. That's being bumped until the very next day, Sunday at 3 p.m. But the show is still going on. It's just 1 day later. So Jay Palmer, phenomenal guitarist, George Lynch style, Lynch licks and more, guitarist, producer. He'll be with me on Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So EVH Gear Discussion tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Dave and Johnny, 8 p.m. tomorrow night. You know how to find all of us. We'll cross-promote. Until then, have a great day, everyone. And I'll turn over to Little Man and take care. Thanks so much for joining me, Dave. And hang on, don't go anywhere.
No problem.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me, Eric.
Cheers.
Take care, everyone.
My name is Eric, and I'm playing Love-Game Guitar.
Video production services provided by Design 39 Media. Visit design39media.com for all your website photography and video production needs.